There's nobody. No.
Planning Board meeting of October 3rd, 2022. And tonight we have one member who could not make the meeting tonight, but attendance gives us a quorum and we can operate. So that's good. And I just want to give a little preamble to those who may be watching on video or who may join us here. We are a 7-member board appointed by the Board of Township Trustees per the Michigan Enabling Act, Zoning Enabling Act. The Planning Commission is a recommending body only. It does not make the final decision, but our considered recommendations forward to the Township Board for their final authority and approval of matters involving site plan review and land use development. So with that, it looks like our attendance is there. I'll ask for approval of the minutes from our last meeting.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or considerations? Thank you. Any public comment? Tonight's agenda is a public hearing, special land use and site plan review for extended hours of operation from the Wingstop at 1981 South Telegraph. And it's predominantly wing hours of operation that they're asking for. So with that, I'll ask for our Associate Director of Planning to give us a overview.
Hey, well, good evening. I'm Andrea Bibby. I'm in the Planning Division here at Bloomfield Township. I'm here to present to you this evening a request for a special land use. The location is at 1981 South Telegraph. You can see an aerial of the property on your screen. This is located on the east side of Telegraph, north of Square Lake Road. You may also recall that this development is noted is named the Village at Bloomfield. And tonight, the requester that we have before you is for the Wingstop Restaurant, which is located in the one of the outlaw retail buildings that falls totally within the jurisdiction of Bloomfield Township. So the address is 1981 South Telegraph. The existing zoning of the property is the B3 General Business District. As you can see, highlighted on the screen in red represents our B3 zoning classification. And the area that we're speaking of this evening is up in this area. So the recommendation, the master plan and future land use as reaffirmed in 2017 does recommend commercial uses north of Square Lake Road. So the existing use does comply with the zoning code as well as the master plan recommendations for the area. Within Bloomfield Township, any business that is seeking to operate before 9 a.m. before 7 a.m. and after 9 p.m. is considered a special land use. So with that, we do bring those requests before the Planning Commission and ultimately onto the Township Board for a consideration of the request. And in this instance, we have a request on behalf of Wingstop to operate 7 days a week until midnight. Again, the hours of operation, the permitted hours of operation within the township are until 9 p.m. I have up on your screen a final conceptual master plan that was approved as part of the Village at Bloomfield development. And again, the building in which we're talking about is located right here. It has Aldi in the rear, and then in the front there is a retail center, which currently includes Five Guys, Bliss Nails, Beyond Juice, and I think there's another retailer in there that I'm...
No, the manicure place.
Bliss Nails, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So that is the shopping center that we're referring to. And here on your screen, you can see a 3D rendering of the proposed building, and the tenant space is located in this area, just adjacent to the Five Guys. And here you go. Here is Great Clips. There you go. That was the other one that I hadn't mentioned. So there are no proposed changes to the site. Ingress and egress will remain off Telegraph Road as it's currently configured. There are no exterior changes proposed with this request, as well as there are no other changes proposed to the site. The interior, we do have a floor plan. It is essentially a pickup-only operation where people place their order, they come in. There is no alcohol served at this location, and it's strictly, as I stated, for pickup. And it has been indicated to us by the representative that they do not provide delivery services or dine-in options in this 112 square foot lobby area, which is provided within that the floor plan. So with that, we have provided the board, if you will, some examples of the existing hours of operation in the immediate area for comparisons. I also do want to note that it has been, the applicant has indicated that the operational impact of having the extended hours of operation is very important to them, as they've indicated that the hours between 9 and midnight represent 20% of their daily sales. So I just wanted to point that out as it has been presented on behalf of the applicant. So just to review, the Shops of Bloomfield, which is located across Telegraph, which was approved a few years ago, which includes the Starbucks, Potbelly, and Chipotle, they were granted extended hours of operation to be open until 11 p.m., 10 p.m. in the evening. So that would be a similar use in the general vicinity, open until 10. I will note that other restaurant-type businesses, such as Roadside B&G at 1727 Telegraph and Fifth Tavern, located at 2262 Telegraph, were also granted special approval to be open until 11 p.m. In addition, what is immediately surrounding the site, there is an IHOP, which is open until midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. I also want to mention that Lowe's, Menards, and Five Guys are also open until 10 p.m. So again, those are within the general vicinity. And then there is the McDonald's lobby, which does operate Sunday and Saturday from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., and their drive-through is open from 6 a.m. to 3 a.m. So they're definitely, the McDonald's is definitely a little different than what's in the surrounding area. So I just kind of wanted to give you an overview. Also, because it was presented to the design review board by the applicant of other uses and reasons why they're interested in having extended hours, is they do have the Hampton Inn and Suites, which is located immediately behind them. There is the Planet Fitness, which is within the Village at Bloomfield, which operates from 5 a.m. to midnight, Tuesday through Thursday, and 24 hours midnight to 10 p.m. So they do have that, as well as there are the 24 at Telegraph apartments, which are not technically located within Bloomfield Township, but they are located immediately behind the Henry Ford. So there is a larger multifamily residential development located nearby. So with that, I just kind of wanted to provide you an overview, and I do know that we've also provided for your review a chart and a table indicating some surrounding businesses. So with that, I'm here to answer any questions. Since there's not any changes to any uses or what have you, there's no issues with parking or circulation because there's no changes. And because this is a special land use, we have provided within the staff report those considerations to be made as it pertains to a special land use. Particularly, the board is asked to determine if this is something that's harmonious to the adjacent area, and looking at the specific request before you and what is or is not any of the impacts to the adjacent land uses with this request. This did have an opportunity to be presented to our design review board on September 21st, 2022, and it was forwarded on to the Planning Commission for consideration to consider the hours of operation Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to midnight. And with that, I would be more than happy to have our applicant. He would be able to come up and answer any questions, as well as I'm available to answer any questions as well. So if you'd like to come on up and give us your name and information, and then we'd be able to answer any questions or provide an overview if you have additional questions.
Yeah, thank you very much, by the way. Very nice.
Thank you, Andrea.
Very nice introduction. So, I don't even know if I need this, but I'm Ryan Lapointe. I'm the Director of Real Estate and Development for Wing It North, which we are a brand partner for Wingstop. We own and operate 24 restaurants currently from the Cleveland, Toledo, up to southeast Michigan. So we're as far as Ann Arbor, we're about to open one in Monroe, and then up to obviously Bloomfield and surrounding areas. Grosse Pointe would be the next one as well. So I'm here on behalf of our company to request a extension of hours, as it is our business model that we do across the country. There's approximately 2,000 Wingstops, and our business model, is 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and it has a lot to do with our menu and what we serve. It's chicken wings. We're a late night snack for a lot of people, whether it's for workers, shift workers, people coming home, going to sporting events, going to or from those. I use tonight as an example. Monday Night Football kicks off at 9 o'clock. There's a lot of people that gather to watch it. We will have a large night. Typically in most of our stores, not here, will be closed by the time they open, but it's that kind of it's those type of customers and in our model that we're seeking to achieve here. So, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you want. I have long and drawn out stuff, but I don't want to bore you. I'm the only one here tonight, so we can get on with it. Just ask me any questions. Anything you want. It's we don't have a drive-through. There's no noise. There's nothing. We do one thing I want to at least clarify in what the report said. We don't offer private delivery, so you're not going to see 20 green cars driving around with giant wings on top of them all night. We're not Domino's Pizza. We're not a delivery service. We do have Uber Eats and also DoorDash that do handle our deliveries for us. So you can go onto their site, you can go on our site, it gets directed to them. So we do have 2 professional delivery services that we are contracted with that do handle the deliveries. And we are a carry-out and delivery only location. Reiterate, no alcohol. There's nobody there. We do have a couple walk-ins, but that's it's not very much. And especially when you get to 9 to midnight, it's mostly delivery. And the nice thing about the delivery service that we found is we don't have people in the waiting room, because DoorDash may come and they may pick up 3 or 4 orders at one time and leave. So it alleviates 3 to 4 additional, cars. We like it telegraphs a busy road. The hospital behind us, we've noticed shift workers are coming in. We've also heard not complaints, but pleads that can you stay open later, because they their lunch break or dinner break may be at 11 o'clock as opposed to 8. So we do that. And my directive for the company is to look at these locations, and I look at them at lunchtime, I look at them at dinner time, and I look at them in the evening particular. And what I saw here, and the reason we like this particular location in Bloomfield, is I think I call it garden development, kind of behind us with the apartments or townhouses or whatever they're referred. Very nice, but I saw a lot of activity when I sat here for 3 hours kind of watching it. They're coming and going. I don't know if they're coming home from work, if they're going to work, if they're catching a foot. There's activity over there. So there's lights on. I see, I see the hospital with shift workers. I see Telegraph being busy. The last thing we ever want to do is come into a location that, and this is my own thing. If I rate a location, I don't want to be a lighthouse. And Michigan has a lot of water, so you're probably familiar with light. I don't want to be that one beacon of light, the only light on in an area. So, I kind of look at it and I saw this and I see there's a lot of nighttime activity beyond 9 o'clock. And otherwise, we wouldn't be here. And whether it's traffic and it's coming, going, passing through, it's that. And our business model, as Andrea indicated, we do about 25% of our business from that 9 o'clock to midnight. And it really has a lot to do with our menu. It's chicken wing. You're not going to get, you're not getting a steak dinner at 11 o'clock at night. Some people might. But, for the most part, we're, it's a, Michigan football game. They're having people over. It started at 8 o'clock. I was at the Hawaii game. Actually, it was raining. It didn't even kick off till 9. And so it's that kind of crowd. We do a lot within the communities with high school football games. And I don't mean to just say football, but it's any activity that's either later or that. There's not a lot of options. And we're one of those, an after dinner, later type establishment. You're not coming in, you're not, anyway, so.
We get it.
I'll just give you kind of we're open,
Okay.
so.
Thank you for your
just have one
comments.
question.
And,
That's all.
do we have any questions for our Deputy Director of Planning or from our proposal?
I just have one question.
Yes.
I'm staring right at the floor plan.
Uh-huh.
The depth of the lobby is 7'7", but I can't seem to read the left to right dimension.
15.
15? So the area that's open to the public,
I believe it's 15, yeah.
so that area that's open to the public is the 7'7" by 15. No other areas accessible? Just
Yeah, it's about 100 square feet. Because we need clearance for the door too, so if I take that out, it's about 100 square feet.
Okay.
Smaller than
That's all
probably
they
most of
need.
our
Just
offices.
couldn't read it
And
and just
it's
wanted
not,
to make sure.
we have a bench in there. If somebody does happen to walk in, you can walk in and order and wait. We make everything fresh to order, so we don't, we don't blanch them. We don't do anything. If somebody comes in to order wings, it's going to take a while. That's why, you can go through drive-through, you can get wings, other places. Ours are all made to order. That's why our online, phone-in, and delivery is, that's where we do most of our, if not, I'd say most, a vast majority of our business is handled that way. You can walk in. So lunch is, not great for us because not everybody has a lot of time to wait unless they call ahead, come in, pick it up, and they'll take it out. So we have very little walk-in. It does happen. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but it's not our MO. And it's,
Okay, thank you.
Sir.
Thank you. I've had some time to think about this since it was at the Design Review Board.
I recognize you.
I recognize you too. And anyway, the more I thought about it, you are in the ideal location for these hours. The Villages of Bloomfield couldn't be a better location for if you're going to be in Bloomfield. It's very low impact as far as on the residential areas. Andrea, when you talked about across the street when we did the 10 o'clock for Starbucks, et cetera, and that fronts apartments. It's right up in front of apartments, but this has, Menards, it has the hospital, it has Planet Fitness, and the townhouses are way in the back, so it has no impact on them whatsoever. And then with Roadside and Fifth Tavern is right up against a residential area. Roadside is not, but they only use it on the weekends, their 11 o'clock hours. And the other thing I was thinking about is that this is not precedent setting, because each time we have a special land use presented to Planning Commission or eventually the board, it's on its own merits. So no matter what you have, it's going to be looked at a little differently than what somebody else may present a year from now or 6 months from now. So it certainly is. It is not precedent setting, and certainly in favor of it. I think you've made a good, strong presentation. You're in the right location. It's not going to have any detrimental impact on the residents there. So, I'm certainly in favor of it.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jeff?
Yeah, I agree completely. The location is not in anybody's face. It's all in the middle of a big industrial or commercial property. There's no impact on anybody, and I think it's if we see something like that, and in this 20-something% of his business would be in those hours, I think it's important that we recognize that and say we want to do whatever we can do to get him that business. And so with that in mind, I'd like to make a motion. Can I do it?
I think you can, if there's no other questions or concerns.
Well, I'd like to move that we.
Chair will
forward this
introduce the
to
motion then.
The Board of Trustees and to approve the special land use permit for extended hours until midnight. Is that right? Midnight, right. And so I think it should be approved.
Support.
Second.
There's a second on that. The hours specifically are,
11 a.m. to 12 p.m.
and that's 7 days a week?
Correct.
You don't want to limit yourself to 1 hour, 12 a.m., right?
I was going to say.
12.
I think 12 a.m. seems
Okay. All right, I think we understand,
midnight.
what we're about to
Yeah.
vote on here. Okay. Well, it's been motioned and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any oppositions? No? Concerns? Thank you, sir, and good luck with your business venture.
Thank you so much.
See you at your next
Really
stop.
appreciate
See you
it.
at the board.
Pardon me?
See you at your next stop when you get to the board.
All right.
All three,
Thank you,
yeah.
guys.
That's
I think
good.
the people at Hampton Inn and Suites that are coming in late from traveling will probably appreciate it as
We've
well.
already had them as we're closing up. So it's yeah.
And
I'd
thank
just
you for
like
your
to,
narrative. I wanted
yeah,
everybody to make
Make a
sure.
comment. I visited your facility, the first Lions game. I had never been to your place.
The one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I walked in, the gentleman, real nice people,
Yeah.
said to me, it'll be about an hour.
Okay.
I said, whoa, really? I didn't understand how you did your business.
Yeah.
And I left, but then I turned around and I came back and I said, you know what? I'll just sit out in my car and listen to the game, no big deal. Off the record, the guy said to me, what do you want? I'll make it for you in 15 minutes.
Oh, no kidding.
Really nice guy. So I gave him a nice tip. So you have nice people there.
Well, that's really good to hear. That wasn't
Wings?
planned, though. Hey, trust me. I
didn't know who I was.
No, it wasn't. No, no, that's great. We do have good workers, and they care about it, and
He cared.
they have to.
Yeah, it's
They
very
have
nice
to
of him.
care because when we do have people walk in, and it is hard because a lot of places, and it's not a knock on them. Everybody has their own the way of doing things.
Right.
But the wings are not frozen. They're fresh, and you have to cook chicken
Right.
so long. I mean, if it came out in 5 minutes and I told you that it was, you would probably not want to eat it.
There's two other people that walked in after me.
Yeah.
He couldn't do the same thing. Again, I don't know. I have no
exactly.
idea why he
We only
did
have-
that for
yeah,
me. But,
we only have so much.
and they left. They couldn't wait.
Maybe they felt bad you were a Lions fan. Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
I am a Lions fan.
I am too.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys, your time, and thank you. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck.
Good, thanks.
Turning to our agenda for the evening, general business, any items not on the agenda? Anyone? Okay. Now, the next planning commission meeting will be Wednesday, October the 19th, and I am told we have items to,
We have items, I'm not sure if they're going to be ready by the 19th, but we definitely do have items that are going to be up and coming.
Okay.
We'll be meeting more often.
very good. Well, if there's no further questions or comments, to or from Andrea or from Wade in the background there, thank you for the narrative you just handed out. I'll entertain, the chair will entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's it. Thank you very much for your time and attendance. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Good to see everyone.
And Wade?
See everybody.
I thought we'd have.